Go.
Hi Stitchwalker family, this is our lacing video. This should cover everything on how to properly lace your boots for maximum comfort. If you have any questions that are not covered in this video, you are more than welcome to reach out to us through social media or through our website, and we can help you out with any concerns you have. So to get started, we're going to show how you properly get your boots on. When you first get them, they are going to be tight. It is totally natural. It is not an issue, I promise. So if you have to reach out to us, it's not a problem if they are too tight. If they are too tight that you cannot get your foot into them, best bet is to saturate it with water or rubbing alcohol. I promise the rubbing alcohol will not hurt the leather. And then you stuff it tight with paper, newspaper, packing paper, whatever you can get your hands on to stuff in there. Pack it as tight as you humanly can. It will stretch the leather for you, and you should be able to get your foot into that after that time. If you can't, a lot of people will also take out the sheepskins that are inside. That way you have a little bit more room for your foot to maneuver in there. You can always put them back in after the fact. Or you can use a boot stretcher. That has been an effective method in the past as well, if you do own one. But first things first, to get your boot on, you're going to slide your foot in. You're going to have to wiggle it a little bit. This part of the boot is always usually tighter, so it is totally normal if you cannot get your foot past it. But you are going to want to try and fight it a little bit. It will stretch to your foot, and you want to make sure you wiggle your foot in until you can drop your heel into place in the back. You want nothing bunching back there, else you will experience problems with your heel hurting, and you don't want that. We strive for comfort here. So next thing is, when you are lacing your boot, you want to try and keep your knee at a 90-degree angle. You don't want to be pointing your foot. You don't want to be stretching it back. I know a lot of people will try and lean it back to be able to reach better, but if you do bend your ankle too much, you will create a pinch spot on the ankle and it will hurt. So to avoid that, let's not do that from the beginning. Just keep your foot at a 90-degree angle, and that should avoid all problems. Or if you are standing, you would like to stand straight. Don't lean forward, don't lean back. That will help you prevent any pinching up problems. So when you go to lace up your boot, you want to make sure that this little flap here is tucked underneath. You want to make sure there's no bunching there. Sometimes it does bunch a little when it's new, so you want to make sure that that is flat against your ankle. And you do want to leave this little piece down here. You want to leave that alone. That is not a loop for lacing your boots. That is just where we attach it to where it goes through the tabs here. So if you try to put it around a button, it will be very uncomfortable. It will not work, I promise. So let's avoid that too, just to leave it alone, all right? So you want to take your bottom loop here that starts between your heel piece and then that first tab on the bottom, and you want to take the bottom of the loop and you want to go over the top of the button. So that way when you pull it tight, it creates that nice little X line there. And you can pull it as tight or as loose as you want it to be. I personally like mine a little looser around my ankles, but I know some people that like to wrench it real tight. So you will find your comfort level, and you can always adjust it as you go. So don't feel like you have to get it on the first try. Totally okay. So we're gonna do that again. You're gonna take the loop, you're gonna take the bottom of the loop, and you're gonna go over the top of the button. And then pull it tight and create that X. So we will do that one more time. Take your loop here, take the bottom of the loop, make sure your flap stays underneath. So you take the bottom of your loop and go over the top of the button and then pull tight to make that X. All right, so I'm gonna keep doing that just until I get to the top. If you have a shorty boot, just hang out with me for a second. I will get to the top momentarily. If you have a knee high, you are more than welcome to pause this video and work on it yourself, rewind it if need be. So I'm just gonna get it up to this second to the top button. And then you should have one button left that has nothing on it and your excess lace here. There are really easy ways to tie off a boot. The easiest method would be take this lace, you're gonna wrap it around the top of the button, and then you are gonna go underneath and then make a slip knot with that loop and pull it tight. And that is the easiest way to tie off your boot. If you have excess lace like I do, mine is very long. I've seen a lot of customers with some long laces. If you don't want to cut them shorter, which we can absolutely do for you, what I like to do is you wrap it around the top here. Oops, sorry, mine's getting a little caught up. And then you wrap it around the button, and then you go up under both pieces here, all right, both sets of the lace. Make that loop and make your slip knot just like normal. Pull it tight and then let it hang. And that is the easiest way to tie off a pair of boots. If you want to get a little bit more creative, I know a lot of people that see me in person like to do what's called a ladder lace. I personally love the ladder lace. It definitely gets caught on less things. So what you want to do is you wrap around like normal. You go underneath to make that slip knot. And then you just make a series of slip knots with the loops. And you just keep going until you get it long enough or to where you want to let it sit. I personally like to just keep going until my lace is mostly in a ladder lace. And then what you do when you're at the end, you just pull that end through and pull it tight, and then you let it lay and it looks like a ladder, just like the name entails. So really easy, also really easy to undo too, so you don't have to do all that work. You just pull it out from the bottom, and then you just pull it out and it comes out just as easy. So that is how you lace up your boots. Like I said at the beginning of the video, if you have any further questions that were not covered, you are more than welcome to contact us about it. We'll answer any questions you have, and we are more than willing to help you make sure that your boots are the most comfortable thing you wear, because that is 100% what we strive for. So thank you for watching.